Alright. Yo boy, Hugh Jackman, aka Kano. Personally, my favorite character at this point, because of just his playstyle. I was looking for the grappler. I thought it was Garrus. I thought it was Jax. He is the grappler. He was like that in MKX. Yeah, he was definitely that in MKX. Oh no, he had. Oh yeah, they had 3 variations. So his commando variation, I feel like they took from that and just made that what is what's it called, Ripper. And I'll get to a second variation because yeah, about that. Anyway, Kano, stand 1, stand 2, stand 3, stand 4. What we got as far as command moves? Now, here's the thing. I was researching Kano for a while, and I've been using him for a bit. There's use to this move. Like, for instance, if you're here establishing jab and you don't want to be here anymore, get out of there. You can also confirm into that, even on whiff. Or, excuse me, not on whiff, on block. So if they block that and they're expecting to hit a button, you catch this knife. You catch a knife. And if you want to amplify it, you catch 2 knives. So this is essentially what you do in this neutral. And I'll get into that later when I introduce Kano's playstyle. Which is I'm a real big fan of. So, back 1, no real use besides controlling range. And this footsie, and you can also combo into it, like I said. Yeah, forward 1, it's a pretty, I mean, it's not the fastest, but it's also not the slowest. Advancing mid. I'll just come out and say it. Kano has a lot of highs, like all of his strings. He suffers from that big time, more than any other. He also just spits in your fucking face, which is a low-life thing. I thought it looks like that would be a crushing blow, but it is not. It is a high mid. High. That's a, ooh, wow. I thought that was a mid. So that's actually a double high. So yeah, you don't want to use this in neutral at all. You can whiff punish with it. Yeah, you can definitely whiff punish. But as far as just anything else, don't use this. If you do use it, just be very careful. I don't think it's super. Okay, it's -2. So, but again, it's a double high, and if your opponent knows that, they're gonna wreck your shit. Let's see. We have forward 2, which is a low. It looks like I thought that was a command grab at first when I first got the game. It is a low. You'll get a lot of use out of that once you condition. You can also combo from it. Not in the traditional sense. Like I thought you could actually hit a button from it. But you can go into the command throw, which that's a combo you're going to be using a lot with Kano. He is strict. He wants to put his fucking hands around your bloody throat. He's going to choke them shit out of you. It's fucking Captain Kangaroo hands there. Anyway. Kano wants to get his mitts on you. It's 251 from a command throw. Being able to, or not a command throw, a low, which is, honestly, in this game, really good. Cause, love a brawl. Because most people can't confirm from low moves. A lot of characters have low moves that are just this. Or this. Also, his back 4, it's slow, but it has really, really, really good range. And I'll get more into that a little bit later. But yeah, he's the only character I know that can combo from his low. And get a fucking chunk of your damage. That's 25%. That's, yeah, time to pie. That's 20% off a fucking miss low, dude. You get hit about 3 or 4 of those, or not. Excuse me. You hit about 2 or 3 of those in a match, plus everything else. Your opponent's gonna be fucking dead pretty quickly. Let's see, what else am I thinking of? Oh yeah, you have forward 3, which is really good. It's a really good move. It's pretty negative though. It's 4-3. What's it? -13. So yeah, gonna be really negative. However, I don't see, depending on, this is to test your opponent's knowledge. Moves like this are used to test your opponent's knowledge of the game. If they punish, then they obviously know. If they get hit by this is also really good for closing the gap. Like a lot of, like the dashes in this game got improved. I mean, you got the fucking wave dashing, wavoo. I can't really do it. But there aren't really a lot of good moves, besides maybe a few command normals and certain characters, that close the gap. Kano, I feel like, holds the fucking crown. Because this move, like, I'm here. Look how fucking close I am. I'm in command grab range. From here, now I'm here. I'm damn near full screen. Let me see. And I'll whiff, I mean, there's some recovery. Now I'm fucking here. I'm in your fucking face. I can command grab you. I can do my low. I can do back through. Like, all of his options. He was this far away. Now I'm this far. Look how fucking much distance I close in from just that. Make sure you're far enough away to where you can't get whiff punished. But if I'm here and my opponent's not paying attention, they're going to get fucking caught by that. It's going to clip you, and that's a mid. I thought it was a low at first, but it is a mid. So, that is a 13. It's minus 13, so don't get carried away with it. But you're in this neutral footsies, bam. You're not paying attention. Now you're back in the mix. I'm here. Make sure it hits, because the whiffing on that is not great. The recovery is 32, so that's definitely bad. So, they get hit. Bam, bam. Now I'm in the nooch. Command grab city. You get mixed. Now you're in fucking my world. Stabby. Command grab city. Your opponent's dead. Pretty fucking quickly. You're starting to understand Kano. And I'll just come out and say it. Kano is Rushdown. He is the best fucking Rushdown character in this game. I love Rushdown. I love characters that get in your grill and just won't let you breathe. That is what Kano's good at. Love a roll! And also go into mind his crushing blows. He's got some good ones and some kind of not so good ones. Some of them are really specific circumstances, but if you're just a god, a Sonic Fox level god, and just know what your opponent, you got the best Yomi in the world, and you're in their head, you're going to just melt your opponent's life bar, and very, very quickly. So again, love this move. Check, command throw. You can actually command check, or excuse me, tech throw from down one. One thing you can also do, I guess, let me see. Let me get back into his strings. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. So we talked about forward 3, his back 3. A lot of versatility out of that too. Like I said, you're in this range, you're in this neutral. Your opponent's eventually going to catch on. For instance, so Kano has his command throw. It's a high. They can duck that. So if they're trying to duck, don't do that, bitch. Because guess what? If you screw up, let me see. It's alright. Nope, that's a counter. Ooh, stop poking me so hard. Fucking Shao Kahn. Ooh, maybe I need a better example. Okay, so better example of this. Okay, so they're trying to, you're establishing footsies, they whiff, punish. Honestly, what I would do, since this is a crushing blow, and it's also just a damn good whiff punisher, I would just really get that and just play this footsies range and just hit them with that, and when you really fucking need it, hit him with the crushing blow. And that also does bleed, by the way. So technically, it's like two, like, yeah, that's, let's see. That's 30% of a whiff! That's 30% with bleed. Plus, like, fucking melted. Look. Oh my god. It just melted. That's off one whiff. That's off a whiff. Knees, Fiverr says you die. Look at their life. It's gone. It's fucking just disintegrated. That's what Kano does. He is just a momentum monster. He fucking loves to be all up in your shit. Just making you have to fucking think. And you don't have time to think. So, yeah, he's going to be in your face all day. And that's where he wants to be. He's just all momentum. Other command moves I didn't talk about before I get into his strings. No, I'm talking very highly of Kano. He does have some big weaknesses. But that his weaknesses are, I don't want to say they're overshadowed by what's good about him, but they're not trying to deter you from playing them, because there's a lot of good shit here. The being able to fucking explode your opponent's life bar is just really nice. Let's see. Oh yeah, before I move on, back 3, since this is a neutral move and it's safe on block, yeah, it's -4. Some people get wise to it and know that, okay, in this range, this is the only thing that can hurt. Essentially, at this range, I mean, besides forward 3, which you don't want to get greedy with using because you can get punished heavily, your opponent's going to eventually start blocking this. So what do? You mix it up with back 4 because it's got the same range. It's also a really good low. So now, bam, 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 low, low, fuck lows. You get hit by that now. So just mixing this and this together is really vital to doing well with Kano, and then exploding. Just low, command grab. I don't want to get hit by mid. Low, tick throw, smash, and also his throws are also a crushing blow. So if, let me see, well, I guess I can't really show it. If they screw up the throw break, and both of his throws are crushing blows. So if they screw up the throw break, either his front or back throw, that shit is a crushing blow for 330 damage or 310. And he just headbutts your fucking shit in. Also, just really scary when this character is just on a fucking tear. He'll just fucking end you quickly. Wheel kick. His down 4 isn't really much to speak on. It's -9. I mean, it looks slow. It's actually not. It's 12 on startup. I don't know why you would use it. If you're using that at max range, you should be fine. Donkey kick is -5. So I would honestly use that as opposed to his down 4. Jab is pretty good. It's got the knife, so it gives it a little bit more range than most ones, and you can tick throw from it, which makes it really good. Yeah, so that's Kano's command. His just poke, and that's just from his pokes. And we haven't gotten to his main combos yet. Alright, so his strings, and that's where his weaknesses lie. Kano has a lot of freaking highs. A lot of highs that don't do him well. That's a double high into an overhead. Extremely bad, because you can just get uppercutted once your opponent knows, oh, well, I can duck. Because that's, I mean, it's plus, but that doesn't make up for the fact. The string you're gonna use the most is 1-1-2, because that's very safe. It's not plus, or excuse me, it is plus. I'm sorry, it's -2 actually. So I think I mentioned in the last video where you can jail into highs, and you can't confirm the Kano ball off of it. But it is good just to have, be able to throw this out. And also to establish, just to mix your opponent, because if they expect a command throw, they're going to jump eventually. And you just throw that out. So, it's a pretty good string. Spewing, like I said, -2. The first two, +2. Snake cut is another one you're going to use more than anything, which leads into one of his main damage strings. In this variation, 2 strings get like an extra command grab or hit grab type move. This one is an overhead, so it goes high mid into overhead, and you can amplify it to get a stab, which actually do bleed. That would actually be. I feel like they didn't do that because they knew that would be too good. And you also have. So from this, instead of the 2-2, you have 2-4, which is a high-low, which you want to use to condition your opponent if they're getting used to getting hit by a certain set of strings. So conditioning is really important with Kano because you're not going to get a lot of chances to use strings because it's very, I guess I take that back. That's -4 on block. Yeah, once you hit the 1-4, the 1-3, that's that's -4, and that goes into one of his main damage moves. I personally just go for that. That's 327, which is if you get that consistently, you're only going to be able to get hit by that 2 or 3 times before you die. A lot of people get swaggy, so they do this. But the thing is, depending on the range, you're not always going to get that. So I found I was at a point. 227. That's still around the same. What else? You can get the double jab. Oh god. Oh god, it's almost not worth it. Got you. So 346 compared to 327. That's a difference of what, 15 plus damage. Consistency over fancy in my book is the best thing. If you can get consistent, if you can keep racking up 291 combo damage, if you keep racking that up, your opponent's not going to be able to get hit by that for very long before they just fucking melt. That's 348 off a jump in, so that's damn good. And that's actually not a hard thing to do either. Split the dummy. So yeah, split the dummy. What is it? Anyway, yeah. Let's see. Kano really only has 3 strings. From a range, you're gonna use this to whiff punish. I've noticed that, like Noob, Cybot, or certain characters have negative moves that have pushback, and they're negative, which means you can hit them, but they push you back so far you can't reach them. Kano, the good thing about this string is that it's pretty quick, so you can use it's quick enough to where you can reach somebody that thinks they're safe, like a Noob, Cybot, block string. Kano can come in and confirm that into Kano Ball, which, and again, it's going to vary on who you're playing, so just keep that in mind. I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, his forward 1. That is good. It also looks really cool because he just steps the fuck on you and just yanks it out. This is good for just situations like this, so I got my back to the wall. I don't want to be here anymore, so I'm just going to get out of here. And I want nothing to do with that. And so once now I have control of the corner. Other than that, I have really no... I mean, if you have no resources and you just didn't want to do this, I guess, which is a lot buffer. I mean, yeah, if you just want control of a certain part of the screen, that's basically what this move is. I definitely only see it for just getting out of the corner, so just... remember, if you're starting to lose ground and you don't want to really be here, just get out of danger, and that's the best way to do that. So that's your advanced Kano tech. Last string, which like I said, Kano only has like 3 strings that you're gonna use, maybe 4, in some cases. Penal code. This only works on hit. However, on block, it's safe to the most part. It's -7. If it blocks it, the second part doesn't come out. Alright. And we're back. I had to take a phone call. Let's see. Where was I? God, I hate doing videos like that sometimes because even though I can edit it out, I lose my train of thought. Oh, I was talking about his strings. Kano. So, this is one of his crushing blow strings. I've rarely gotten it, maybe once or twice. You get it from your opponent blocks late? I don't know. I don't know what are the circumstances. Your opponent blocks late. I don't fucking know what that means. I guess that means they block at a moment and then they stop. I really don't know what that means. Yeah, I'm really... a few characters I've seen have that as a crushing blow trait, and it's like, what does that even mean, block late? And then I thought it was like, oh, they just don't block on time, and no, that's not what that means. So, anyway, if you hit this, if you happen to hit it, just hold the button down, and if you get lucky enough to roll the dice and get a crushing blow, it's a big chunk of damage. I want to say about 250 plus. So yeah, definitely a good mix you're going to have. Because here's what Kano does best. I've said it before. He's good at just mixing your shit. So again, close the gap. Bam. 1, 2. Command grab, or excuse me, 1, 2. That actually puts you at range on block. If your opponent happens to block mode, so set that to all. So bam, bam. Sorry. I think that string is actually good. 1-1 has some use. So what it does, since it does move you closer, and the second hit is a mid, the first one has to hit for the second one to come out. But you can tick throw off of that, and that's an advancing move, which, if your opponent isn't paying attention, they're going to get, if I can enter the command throw correctly, you can tick throw off of that, which is actually really good, because I can't really think of a character that can combo off his block string. And Kano's really the only one I've found that can do that. So, Kano's game plan is just, I'm in your face all 24/7. You don't get any room to fucking breathe, and I'm in and I'm going to stay in. So once you get comfortable, command grab city, mix, 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 and then mix. I'm in your fucking, I'm in you. I'm all over you. You can't get rid of me. That's not to say Kano can't work from out here, because he has a really good projectile, actually. It's a high. It's really, really quick. He also can amplify it, and it turns into a second mid. So yeah, Kano actually does really well at this range with knife throw. It's very simple, but it's also very effective. So don't be afraid. Now, once you're at this range, some characters just control. Like I played Liu Kang. This range, it's not the easiest. Granted, you're gonna have to get used to dodge and projectile, but you can play the projectile game, and you can actually do it really, really well. And then once you're back in, you can close in the gap. Now I'm back in the world I want to be in. And my opponent is panicking. Panic, panic, panic. They hit a button. Crushing blow. Bleed. Now they're dead. Basically, their life disintegrates before they even know what hit them. That, honestly, is my play style, and I really much enjoy that. Especially if a grappler has that. So, yeah. That is really... That's why Kano's my favorite. He's very simple, but he is super deadly. Just... He's so momentum-based, and he's so fucking rushdown, and he's so good at just destroying your life with his crushing blow throws, his bleed, crushing blow pokes, his ability to advance in, and just... Now, the only thing, his fatal weaknesses, he has high strings, which if your opponent is knowledgeable, they're gonna duck. Basically knowledge is Kano's weakness. If your opponent knows that if their opponent knows that this is what Kano wants to do, they're going to clam up, or they're going to do their best to keep you away. And Kano's eventually going to have to try to get in. Just like the vein of if I play a rushdown character or grappler, you're going to have to deal with the moving in part. It's not like Garrus. You're going to have to think smart and move in. If they happen to duck your command throw, it is a low. So that's why you need to make sure you use this liberally to establish, make sure that they're not getting too comfortable. And then you can mix between that. Yeah, just basically knowledge is Kano's weakness. If your opponent knows what he can't do, like I said, the high strings, the ducking command throw, the weakness from out of range, even though Kano kind of does well at long range, he's going to have a rougher time. And like I said, since this is his only real move to get in, that's super good. Kano kind of doesn't always do the greatest. So, Mustard got good MK player from UK. Really fucking just tear his ass with Kano. And there's a few others I can't think of. Oh yeah, I forgot a move actually. Back when I was talking about command normals, back 2. There's a mixed pot on back 2 because it is unsafe. Like I said, like 4-3 is. But here's the thing. Like for instance, I'll use Scorpion. I wanna use Scorpion for an example because this is something I found out. Since Kano, his strings are so lacking, he doesn't necessarily have a lot to punish with. So this is where you have to get creative, and this is where my lack of knowledge came into play, and I had to experiment. So I forget Scorpion's little spinny blade thing. Is when he spins his kunai. Let me see. I think this is the variation that has it. Heliport. No, that's the wrong one. Evil Glee, Deadly Sting. Searing Rage? I think that's the one. Let's see. Abilities, Wrath. Yeah, Death Spin. So, okay. So, I need Scorpion to do this. Here, let me do that a little bit better. Oh, sorry, that's the wrong one. I'm hitting R2 in the R1. Try that one more time. That is a punish. So let's try that again. That is also a punish. So the thing is, Kano, at a certain range, like if I'm way the hell back here, like there's nothing else I could do that could possibly punish Scorpion once he does that move. Because there's so much pushback on it. Now I could do literally anything. I could do 4-2. Yeah, I could do 4-1-2. But I doesn't get nearly as much damage as this. So you're gonna find what you're gonna do with back 2 is you're gonna find yourself with punishing certain moves that have a lot of pushback. You cannot combo. No. So the thing is, you can't combo from it, like into Kano Ball. If you're close enough, you can combo into his low, which gives you a freaking ton of damage. But that's what I feel back 2 is good for. In the neutral, I wouldn't get too comfortable. I wouldn't get really dependent on it because it is kind of slow. You maybe might catch somebody jumping with this because it does move your hurt box back. Yeah, yeah, you gotta be kind of back. Yeah, can I? Ooh, interesting. But it's gotta be at the right range, otherwise it's gonna miss. One more time. Gotta wait till I'm at the right level. That's a jumping punish, technically. So if you read it, if you read the jump in correctly, if you're punishing certain moves that have a lot of pushback, and you want more damage from it, then you're gonna get used to using back 2 to punish. That's really the best use I can have for it. It's not a something like talking like Mario. It's not something you just want to use out since you have back 3 and it's much faster. It's also much safer. This is minus 13 on block. Even though you're back there, you're not honestly super far back. So yeah, you're playing really dangerously if you just throw this out too much. I wouldn't really depend on it. So back 3 is your best friend. It's gonna be really your only friend as far as just, and you're in the neutral and someone whiffs and then you're gonna tap him with that, and then back 4 and then back 3 again, and then you go into command grab city. Like I said, I think I said Kano is just, he's very, very simple but can be used very creatively, and he's gonna hurt. If your opponent guesses wrong a lot, they're gonna pay for it. Let's see. Pretty sure that's it. This variation's got blade toss. He's got rack off, which is just a normal counter. It doesn't counter lows. Get a good amount of damage. It's also out for a long time. It's not, counters in this game are weird because they're not something, since you can't really wake up with you can't wake up with special moves anymore. It's not really a thing you can use off of your wake up. However, something you can do. Let's see. Get up mode. Get a 4 roll. Let's see. Smear slice. So something you can do. Let's see. Bam. Stop doing shit. So essentially, what this goes for is, all right, now I'm in your grill. I want to be in your face. I'm destroying you. Now you're a knockdown. So people, like I said, we have those get up moves. They're invulnerable, right? That's the invulnerable one. All right. So bam. Let's see. Stop doing shit. That trains your opponent. Doing this a couple times off a wake up, if you know your opponent is gonna fucking wake up with a get up move, is really devastating because now you've taken away their only real option to retaliate when it's not their turn anymore and they're trying to gain momentum back. Let's see if it works like that. No. It's not instant though, so you're gonna have to be careful. Time it right, it's gonna really pay off for you. They're afraid because especially against Kano, because since he is so momentum heavy, they're gonna be, oh, he's gonna rush, and then stop doing shit. But make sure you know your opponent is going to. If you see them starting to just get reckless with their wake up moves, make them pay for it with this, because that off a counter, amplify it, even normal counter. Oops. Even off normal counter, that's still a good chunk. So yeah, it's definitely not bad to have this. So just use it to Kano instills, he's a scumbag and he makes you afraid to fight him. he makes you even more afraid when he knows when you're in their head and it's like, fuck, this guy's all over me. All right, get him off of me. Nope, you don't get your turn. It's still me. So use it for that, and I just don't a mistake I've made because I thought counters were better. They're not instant, and even a lot of folks counters, like the people that do, there's a small few that have counters. They're not instant. So using these out in the open is, well, put it this way. If you, I'm trying to think of a move that cancels into it. If you know your opponent's probably going to retaliate, for instance, if you do like any kind of move that you feel like it's a high, or excuse me, that is a high, and you know your opponent is kind of catching on, you might cancel into that just to kind of show that, hey, don't fucking throw out a button because you're going to get fucking broken. That's really advanced tech, and so that's only specific. That's not a matchup necessarily, that's your opponent. You have to feel out your opponent enough to know that, oh, they're going to start ducking and start hitting buttons in between. No, this is going to keep that from happening. But it's a big, hard read, so you really got to know if you're sure or not. If you're not sure, then you're just standing here with your ass out and you're going to get smacked for it. So, yeah. Counter is a counter, but just use it wisely. If you use it wisely, it's going to pay off. Alright, command throw. It is, excuse me, that is low. It is a high. Let's see, yeah. Excuse me. Excusey. Yeah, it is a high. So just keep that in mind. It's a good command throw. It's pretty quick. It's got decent range. But yes, it suffers from the fact that it is a high, like everything else Kano has. It does have a good property that, and like I said, some of Kano's crushing blows, like his throws, his back three, are extremely powerful, and work really good in the neutral and establishing the pressure. Other ones like his command throw, let me see, I gotta set it up. For instance, let's see, get up move, mode on, get up roll forward. So, whoops. Honestly, I haven't had the chance, well, mainly because I haven't played anyone smart enough to get caught by that. It's a freaking, oh my god, this move devastates. So it's a crushing blow. I like the system of how things work in this game. Get up rolls, get out of trouble. However, they're not invulnerable to throws. And I think that's, oh, sorry, I did that wrong too. Yeah, throw counter. So yeah, get up roll is a good, I feel like that's the better option out of just get up attacks or rolls. I think the first one is just laying on the ground longer. Second is get up roll. Third is a get up move. Yeah, so if you happen to catch your opponent doing a roll and you've established that they're going to do that, that's what makes this even more scary. 220, and now, let me see. So you get uppercutted. Dusty! Now you got 220, now you're bleeding. Now you're bleeding, now you're bleeding, now you're bleeding, now you're bleeding, now you're bleeding. Jesus Christ. So that was from 2 hits. Damn near half life gone for an incorrect guess. So that's why Kano is so damn good. You got Kano Ball. You can actually cancel from his short hop, which is really good. I feel like that adds to his range. You have the amplified version, which you can delay. The block advantage is a little bit better, but not good at all. You can actually delay this really long. So get it. Hey boy. Yeah, you can delay that a while and get caught by that. Also, a jump kick confirmed. So yeah, Kano Ball still Kano Ball, Black Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z. Anyway, amplifying that. Not gonna get you out of trouble, but will catch your. Just test your opponent's knowledge. You can actually do it on whiff too, which is actually really cool. No, can you? Oh, maybe I'm wrong about that. Oh no, you can't. I'm sorry. It has to be on block. I had that wrong. It has to connect either on block or hit to be able to extend it. So you can't just do it. Like I said, you can do it in an So yeah, that's Kano. Be in your opponent's grill. If you love being in there in someone's face, just abusing. Excuse me. If you love just abuse of the best kind and a command grab character that I feel like Kano is the essential close range grappler. You do have Jax, but I feel like he's a better brawler. But yeah, this character just excels at that shit just so well. Just be aware of his strings, that they are mostly highs. Play the neutral with this and switching between, and just he's definitely not I'd say he's a character you can pick up and use to a certain point. Some characters you can just pick up and be just fine. Kano, at a certain point, you're gonna fucking hit a wall, and the only way to get past is to essentially you're gonna have to know your opponent. Like I said, character specific matchups, but know what your opponent will do. And be in their head with the mix-ups here. So you're going to be back 3 or back 4. If you've been command grabbing for a while and they're starting to catch on, that's when you start hitting with, that's when you can start establishing combos. Because this is his high-low mix. This is his only one. Hit confirming. Conditioning is your friend. Even more so with Kano. Because you're going to have to know. If not, then you're going to really struggle with him. But if you're willing to, that's why a lot of people consider him low tier. Because he has to do rushdown. But if you're smart, you can basically capitalize on your opponent's lack of knowledge or their fear of getting hit. So that's what he is good at. I wanted to say that because normally I go in both variations. Kano's second variation, like Ripper, is the one that we've been using. Dirtbag is the second one. He is like some characters in this game are just one variation characters. Kano is one of them. And like I said, Kano's weakness is knowledge. Since he is a one variation character, my personal opinion, people who know him he's gonna struggle. So, Dirtbag. I played one Kano actually. I can't remember his name. I was playing Aaron Black. I think I kept that match. I'm not sure. But he was really good with Kano's second variation. He was making that shit work. I lost to him, and I was like, holy shit, I had to save it. Let's see. Vegemite, which buffs his, was Kano Ball. It's not a huge buff, honestly. Is it an overall damage buff? Nope. It only buffs Kano Ball? Yeah, and that no longer exists. So everything that essentially was useful about Kano and makes him scarier, I feel like is gone. However, this guy, what he was doing, so the moves that you give up are already shown. You don't have grapple anymore. You don't have command grab anymore. You don't have his strings that go into his overheads or his low, and then you can combo from it. His main string. So what you do have is you have the Vegemite, which I feel like is completely useless. It's a damage buff, and it's not a very good one. You have 147 off the Cannonball. Compare it, that's 10 points extra damage. I don't feel like that's really good at all. In fact, I feel like that's pretty useless. And you have Molotov Cocktail, which, I mean, it does do a lot. I feel like it first of all, it's really slow. I guess it does. I mean, it does a lot of damage over time. I mean, it can control the screen, but just like anything like that has damage over time, it's out there for a while. Like I think I talked about it when you play Aaron Black, as far as like taking the route of least resistance, making sure you stand up to avoid the drop kick. Just walk through the fire, man. It doesn't make that scary anymore. However, what this guy was doing, and I didn't know, is that when you use chemical burn, so you can end moves. For instance, so now Scorpion's covered with that essentially, what's it like? I don't know what that is, like acid. Anyway, that shit catches fire, and that shit hurts. If you just happen to hit that, let's see. So anytime you're covered with this, and you get hit by fire, that becomes unblockable, which plus the damage over time does a pretty decent chunk. But the thing is, first of all, that move being slow sucks. Let me see. Even a move that knocks down. Yeah, that move is so... It's like Aaron Black's second variation with that dynamite. That shit is so fucking slow. I don't know why they bothered with that, making his second variation. Kano's Molotov is so slow. Also, confirming to this, you can't even confirm that from his 1-2 string. That's his main string. You can't confirm from his forward 1-2, which is one of his main strings. It still sucks. You gotta be close range. You can't even confirm from 2-2. One of his main fucking damage strings. You need that. It'd be different if you could combo from it. The range is so small that it's just not a good move. It's a mid too. It'd be different if it was like unblockable or something, some trait, but it's not. I mean, it's not viable in any way. But I mean, this dude was making it work. Like for instance, he would get his little bit of damage over time, and every now and again I get touched with that, and I didn't know, and he would actually, what he would do is he'd amplify it, and I get hit with that every now and again. I'm just like not paying attention. I'm standing in the fire. Essentially, I didn't know the matchup against that particular version of Kano. Ended up standing in the fire too long. Plus, getting hit by the acid, which it looked really cool, but it's just like, God. Other than that guy, I haven't really seen anybody else use this because it's not good. If they make it better, maybe. Yeah, if they happen to touch the fire, fine. It's the same thing of like, since this is out for a while, they might not be paying attention, so you get grabbed in this. Let's see. So if you do, that's forward throw. So you happen to get thrown into the fire. You're still getting hit by, let's see, close range. Close range. Got close range. Thank you. Yeah, you're still taking a lot of damage. I mean, it's out for a long time. Other than that, I don't want to talk about this too long. This video's been long enough. Anyway, guys, that's Kano. Stick to his first variation. Personally, if you feel like you can make a second one work, I really would love to see it, because I personally haven't found a good use for it. Let me know if this was useful. Kano's one of my favorite characters, just because of the fact of the way he has to play. And yeah, I hope this is useful for either learning him or playing against him. And I will hopefully be back with more characters very soon. You guys take care. I will see you next time. Deuces.